going to talk about Arsenal. All right. What's going on? Welcome, everyone. Please smash the like. I don't know what happened to my channel. It got absolutely savaged, but we got it back, and it's all good. So welcome. It's good to see you all. What's up, Ryan? Isaac MK, good to hear from you. Nathan, what's going on? Brandon Marshall, welcome. Tech King, sup. Ledoux, COQ, the Mad Hatter, Mark G, who moved those 5,000 Bitcoin. Isaac, yeah, gotcha. All right, so this is take two, and let's get started. Also want to try to answer some of your questions. So, all of you guys in the live chat, if you have any business questions or anything that you're interested in kind of covering today, really been focused on NFTs, art, real estate, Bitcoin in particular, and I've been working on in the last 5-6 months during COVID, trying to increase my net worth and not allow things to contract. As my balance sheet and assets were getting absolutely savaged by shutdowns and the kind of the global economic and United States, the economic impact we had over COVID. It was really a firefight when you have an asset allocation like I do, where I have early stage venture, some late stage pre-IPO stuff, very little exposure to the stock market, lots of real estate. The real estate is cut into commercial real estate, residential real estate, mixed commercial residential. I don't own much raw land. I didn't have a lot of development. I don't have a lot of multi-tenant residential, so it's a lot of single family or duplex residential. So that's an interesting space in itself. And then I have some multi-tenant commercial space. Beyond the real estate, then I had gold, I had Bitcoin, and I had a lot of cash. So I went into the pandemic, focused on those asset classes. Then it gets very, very small. I've got some restaurants. I've got some exposure to wellness and fitness, specifically in like juice bars. And I think that covers it for the most part. And for me, what I just laid out to you has a personal financial statement of about $150 million. So I marked it down a little bit because of the pandemic. So I'm probably at about 150 million in net worth. It's scary when you're pushing hard like I am. I'm trying to get to that billion dollar point. I want to be a billionaire. That's what's driving me to be so aggressive with my investments. And I'm on it every day, trying to build new things. And I've got a really great project that I was able to get completely done. So we've executed the MSA. I've executed the lease on the first building. And I'm really excited to be working on primary care and reinventing what primary care looks like in the market. So I've taken all the good things that I know about urgent care and ambulatory care. So access, no appointments being necessary, telemedicine, biometric devices that integrate into an electronic medical record, bidirectional interfaces around peripheral technologies. So whether you have a CLIA-Wave laboratory or you're doing COVID testing, for example, how does that and imaging, advanced imaging, how does that all integrate into your electronic medical record so that the patient, as the customer, has full control over their medical record when they need the information? They don't have to fax or request the information from a third party or some central custodian that owns it. It's actually there on their phone or on their tablet or computer at any time they need it. So if you're traveling the world and you're sick or you need to get some critical piece of healthcare information, it's there. It's there all the time. It's really exciting. So took all the urgent care experience that I have and going after primary care. Primary care as an institution is the gatekeeper in healthcare. It simply controls, usually, if it's working right, where a patient goes. So it allows for the referral to specialists or imaging or ancillaries, etc. And the primary care physician works very closely with the patient, the customer, to make sure that that all of your routine, repeatable physical examinations and tests, usually associated with your age or comorbidities, are all being done. So the way I see it, I'd like to see primary care, expanded hours, walk-in appointments, telemedicine, all urgent care services also, advanced imaging, advanced laboratory, all right-sized, brought to retail and closer to home, away from the hospital, and then compress the fees down so that it's affordable, it's accessible. It's accessible not only physically but also remotely, and then you have all the peripherals tied in. So you have the telemedicine component, so you don't even have to go in for those kind of light interactions. And so I built it. It's called My Care 365. So I'm really excited about that project. Brought together a world-class team of healthcare executives to assist in building this, and have a strategic partner that I'm really proud to do. And I'm doing it here in North Carolina. So good stuff. That on top of everything else I do. So for those of you who like healthcare, happy to explore that with you. But really, really cool stuff. So let's start with Arsenal. So was hoping that Arsenal could do something against Liverpool. Liverpool continues to play really attractive football. Arsenal got out of the gate well. They're super organized. Their defense is really much better than it had been historically. But Liverpool just figured them out. That high press. And winning the ball in Arsenal's side of the field, and they're a lot to handle. And what a start Liverpool's had. I think they've got 9 points out of 9, and had to play like Leeds, who I'm scared to death of. I've watched every Leeds game. I actually think they're a fantastic team, and as a Manchester United supporter, I'm supposed to hate them, but I really they're well coached. Every one of the guys is like world-class fitness. They pass the ball in the very, very well. And as a team, they just hunt the ball down. It's like always double and triple teaming people. It's fun to watch. It's an exact opposite of what Manchester United do. Manchester United looks slow and old and disinterested, not creative. And it's heartbreaking to watch, and to see us not be able to score goals from open play, and constantly need penalties and VAR to save us once again. I mean, if you watch the Manchester United game this weekend, I mean, you want to talk about feeling utter despair, like shocking dread, and then going to absolutely laughing at how absurd the turn of events were for Manchester United. That's what happened. So for those of you who don't know, Manchester United was up 2-1. There was 30 seconds left in a 5-minute overtime. So we were in like the 94th minute, 30 seconds, and then we give up a goal to tie 2-2, which is absolutely dreadful. Again, we can't stop anyone at any time. We actually had 5 defenders in at that point. So we actually took off our striker and put on another defender, took out our center midfielder, put in another defensive midfielder. I mean, we literally had like 8 defenders on the field, can't stop a goal. Win our first corner kick of the game in like the 99th minute. Harry Maguire heads it across. And it goes off someone's hand, and we put away the penalty. Bruno, he's like a penalty machine, and we win 3-2 with no time left. I mean, the game was over when VAR reviewed the handball, and they had to bring everyone back on the field. I know the other team was gutted, but what a crazy game. So anyway, we got 3 points, which we desperately needed. I think we're sitting at like 15th place, something ridiculous like that. And we've signed Donnie Vanderbeek. I mean, it's just heartbreaking. We don't need to be like this. We don't need to be like this. On top of that, I'm a Chicago Bears fan for all of you that like American football, and same kind of crap. Mitch Trubisky, it's absolutely trash. We're getting housed by the Falcons, and I don't know what happened, but Fultz was in, throws 3 touchdowns, Bears win, and so Bears are 3-0, which is shocking to me. I can't wait for us to play Tampa Bay. I think that's coming up soon, because as you know, the Glazers own Tampa Bay and spent all of our money for Manchester United on picking up Tom Brady. So anyway, Tyler, what's going on? Sorry about the long sports discussion, but I absolutely love sports, and love Manchester United, love the English Premier League, and just so sad at what's happened to my team. I've been watching them for my whole life as a little kid, and it's just garbage. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Sean Doggett, what's up? Tyler Wells, morning. Ryan Draycott, have you done a Michael Saylor move? What do you mean in terms of buying Bitcoin? I'm still holding, if that's what you're asking, Ryan. Matt Telly, nice to listen to you, man. Good luck in all of that. Well, I appreciate it very much. Sean Doggett, random, but is cars and crypto going to be a thing going forward? Yeah, I'm working on it. That's part of some of the really cool stuff that Pomp and I are doing right now. So we've got a bit of diversification going on with some really interesting folks. You're going to see something come out today, and then I'm working with Mr. Beast about potentially doing a show. So we're still working on that, helping Mr. Beast buy Bitcoin at the moment. Ryan, what will you do once you're a millionaire, mate? Are you talking to me? I'm already a millionaire. Yada, Jason is more Chad than Michael Saylor will ever be. Yeah, Ryan. What will I do once I become a billionaire? I don't know. I'll tell you that whatever the drive right now to 10x my net worth is there. So I'm hungry, and I want to become a billionaire. And I think I've said this before to you all, so that I have the ability to do what billionaires do and have the access to what billionaires have. I'm super interested in philanthropy in a big way. And I'd like to really do some social programs that really impact humanity. So I think that's the biggest driver, Ryan, is I'm really, really interested in helping out those who need help. And right now, I can do a little bit, but I'd really like to get into that rarefied air of billionaire status, so I can just really pull real hard on it. So Isaac MK, what about Everton? Top 4 possible? Everton picked up 3 or 4 players. They look extraordinary. Everton will be a player this year. I expect Chelsea to pick up their form and actually start to get results. Arsenal look very, very good this year. City, they'll figure it out. Liverpool, strong. This is not going to be a 30-point win for Liverpool this year. I mean, this is going to be a very close and hotly contested English Premier League season. And I fear Manchester United are not going to be very competitive unless we pick up Jadon Sancho and pick up another center defender. I mean, we're really in bad shape. So Viral for Life, thoughts on Pancake Swap Binance listing? I'm not really following Based and Pancake Swap and all this stuff. I think Coinbase and Binance in particular understand the game. They make money if there are transactions and trades. They're just toll booths. So it behooves them to list lots of tokens, right? Just do your research. Be careful. I like DeFi projects. I've been in a fierce debate with Peter McCormick about NFTs. He's really kind of leaning into some weird moments about Bitcoin maximalism that I don't understand, don't appreciate. I think Ethereum is an interesting project. There are a lot of interesting things going on with DeFi. If you're intelligent and interested in learning, why wouldn't you look into these projects? Not everything's a scam. I got these clowns, Dieter, Bitcoin Dieter. I don't even know this kid. He's always chirping at me. Look, just be a Bitcoin maximalist. I love Bitcoin too. That doesn't mean I won't look into these other projects and just understand them. How can you yell at something when you don't understand? You just sound stupid. I mean, really, it's just dumb. Like, why not research it and say to yourself, okay, it's a scam. Like, I'm going to avoid it. But why just scream about it without even knowing about it? Hold on. Just got a notice. Manchester United.
I know you're about to watch another video.
Here, hold on. Sancho final bid this week. Oh, I thought it was actually a real bid. So it's not a real bid. It's just news of a potential bid. Okay. Sorry about ranting. Tyler Wells, do you work with Humana? Yes. How can we crypto crabs can get there someday? Bitcoin. Look, I think, again, this is just my own opinion. The opportunity you have to have sats, or if you're so fortunate and so lucky to own one Bitcoin, that's enough. I don't want you to put unrealistic pressure on yourself. The fact that you and I are talking right now about the fact that you could potentially even own one Bitcoin, even though it's a lot of money, owning a Bitcoin's $10,500. I know that's a lot of money. The fact that you could even have the opportunity, though, to own one Bitcoin or a fraction of a Bitcoin, it's extraordinary. It's an extraordinary moment. If Bitcoin does what we think it's going to do, and it's already doing it, so I feel very bullish on what I'm saying to you now. You could have an investment that you 100x, 1000x. It's already done it, and I absolutely believe that one Bitcoin could be worth $3 to $5 million. One Bitcoin could be worth $3 to $5 million in a very short period of time. There is absolutely no investment other than some early stage venture stuff that you could potentially have that kind of asymmetry in regards to your downside and upside potential. When I speak of asymmetry, I'm talking about you take $10,500 and you buy something that could be worth $3 million in 4 years versus, could it go to zero? Yes. Is it likely to go to zero? No. Could it drop 80%? Yes. So you have this asymmetric return profile, right? You take $10,000 in the next 2 years, it could go to 3,000, right? But it could also go to 1 million, right? There's the asymmetry. So you have this limited downside risk exposure and unbelievable upside risk exposure. Can't do that with a house. Can't do that with a commercial building. Can't do that with raw land. Can't do that with stocks, potentially. You may be able, you can't really do that with venture. So, that's where this return profile becomes so interesting. Tech King, what about when it collapses? Just talked about that a little bit. That could happen with Bitcoin, right? Tech King, what about when it, Spencer Mitchell, did you see that Swan Bitcoin guy doxed Plan B? Yeah, I'm not so sure, and I'm going to talk to Plan B. I'm going to DM him after we talk today and ask about that. But what the Swan Bitcoin guy did, and again, these Bitcoin maximalists are defending him. He said that Plan B was like was some type of a analyst or an actuarial like that graduated in 2011. Like, I don't know if any of that's true. Like, I don't know how old Plan B is, and I don't know why someone who had access to KYC and is a custodian of KYC would ever do something like that. It seemed very immature. It seemed very unreasonable, especially with someone like Plan B who's gone out of his way to conceal his identity. I think it's kind of rude, and it shows a fair amount of immaturity by the CEO. My opinion, for what it's worth. Yeah. Joel, good for you. Help fix this world. Yeah, man, definitely. Too many people need help. That's unfortunately true. Yeah, Ryan, that's my position. The TOFRAT, 90% in Bitcoin and 10% in ETH. That's it. That's your allocation. Cool. What's your opinion on FLM, Flamingo from Neo? I don't have an opinion on it. Isaac MK, what is the best way to start convos to pre-coiners about Bitcoin? Most of them have a hard time understanding value and purchasing power. Wondering how you approach it. Look, if these people are smart, and you really want them like to look into Bitcoin, I like to recommend books. Like I love the Little Bitcoin book, and the Little Bitcoin book was who wrote this book? Oh, it was a collective. So it was a bunch of people wrote the Little Bitcoin book. Check out the Little Bitcoin book, audiobook, or buy it. And then buy five copies or something like that. And just if there's someone who's truly interested in Bitcoin, give them the book. Say, read this. If they come back to you and they want other books, then they're pretty red pilled. Go through your library of Bitcoin books, and just start hitting them with it. I love digital gold, Bitcoin billionaires. What else did I have here? Crypto assets was really good. The age of cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin standard. I mean, all of these books are fantastic references that you can continue to feed someone. So I try to spend less time convincing people of Bitcoin, and I offer them references. And then when they come back to me and they're like, okay, I'm red pilled or I'm really interested, then I'll sit down with them and help them buy some Satoshis. I think that's the best way to teach someone about Bitcoin. Because as some of you in the live chat, we've talked about connecting your bank account to an exchange, doing the AML KYC, buying Bitcoin, then properly custodying it, understanding Satoshis to a Bitcoin and the dollar, if you're using US dollars, how this moves back and forth, then practicing transferring your token. So oftentimes, if they use an exchange like Gemini, I'll work with them to set up a BlockFi account, then show them how to move their asset from Gemini to BlockFi, and then talk to them about, stranded assets and driving arbitrage in regards to some of their Bitcoin position. Maybe they can make a bit of passive income. Again, guys, listen to me right now. I'm going to say something I probably haven't said as specifically as I have ever. This is news. In BlockFi, I don't have all of my Bitcoin, but I have enough Bitcoin in BlockFi to generate about $12,000 a month in interest. You could do the math. So I probably just doxed the amount of Bitcoin that I have personally in BlockFi, and it's not all the Bitcoin I have, but it generates about $12,000 a month. How about that? I mean, why wouldn't you do that? If you have a lot of Bitcoin, why wouldn't you generate that kind of arbitrage? And then I get paid in Bitcoin. So I pick up more than a Bitcoin a month that BlockFi pays me. Hopefully that hits you. Like, again, I'm sitting here managing all types of different assets and trying to whip them into their very best potential. I think that makes a lot of sense. Do you think Bitcoin will pull back if the economy pulls back again? Look, we just hit a period, and it was a record period, and I think we've continued, right? We're at like 64, 65 days of Bitcoin above 10,000. The last time we did this was like 2017, but we've smashed that now. Is this like Bitcoin never going below $10,000 again? Doubt it, but very, very bullish. You've got the 200-week moving average. Bitcoin's never fallen below it. Very bullish. You've got this new stat of 64 plus days of Bitcoin above 10,000. Very bullish. You've got me chirping about new all-time high by October 31st. I mean, Bitcoin's going to have to absolutely melt your face off to get there. But I'm absolutely convinced that it can do it. When you look at the charts and you see these big moves, these big green moves, I just like cut and paste one and put it in, and bang, we're at 19,000. Imagine you wake up, which you can. You wake up and Bitcoin's made a $3,000 move. $3,000 move. So you wake up and Bitcoin's gone from 10,700, 10,800. Let's say it's 11,000. Bitcoin's sitting at 14,500 or 15,000. What do you think will happen in the market if Bitcoin's sitting at $14,000 or $15,000 in the next 5 to 7 days? Do you think that FOMO will hit? Do you think that we can pick up another $3,000 or $4,000? You think that people will dump at 15,000? Do you think that you'll start to get Main Street media shilling Bitcoin? Do you think you'll see commercials about gold? Do you think that you'll see the level of FOMO that we've seen before? I do. I think Bitcoin will be so attractive at that level that we will push way past our all-time high. Way past our all-time high. There'll be such a run on it that it'll be extraordinary, because then you'll get all the chirping about GBTC. You'll get all the chirping about MSTR and MicroStrategy. Can you imagine what their Bitcoin's going to be worth? I think they had an entry level. They put $450 million in at a blended rate of like $11,000 Bitcoin, let's say. So he's up. They turned it into $1 billion. What will happen to his stock? There's a lot of different companies that are holding Bitcoin on their balance sheets, and this is small numbers. We're just talking about if Bitcoin hits that 14,500, 15,000, it needs $4,000 to get to its all-time high. It's not too far-fetched. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. You got to be ready, though. You have to have your bags packed. People who are trading this right now, kind of playing Russian roulette, in my opinion. Yada is saying it's better if Bitcoin goes up gradually and build a strong base of strong hand holders. Maybe. I'm just talking about it hitting this projection. Dylan Crotia, I'm sorry, bro. Just look at Tesla after it passed all-time high. It went vertical. Tesla is absolutely extraordinary. The Tofrat, yeah, I agree 100%. Just like in 2016, slow and steady for months. Maybe. Pasha, gotcha. Was hoping there was a pullback before end of year so I can buy more. Again, I don't try to time the market. Just put the positions on. I'm a holder, and then that's my move. Glad I got the live stream back on the right channel. I appreciate all of you guys. If you could smash the like for me, I like to kind of end with at least 20 likes before we sign off. So if you like what I'm talking about, if you like Bitcoin, if you like this live stream, smash the like for me. I really appreciate that. Also, we've got some really cool merchandise I'm giving away. I'm giving away $50 in Bitcoin and a $53 hoodie. It's about $53. I'll probably give you the whole $100 in Bitcoin. You can buy the hoodie if you want, or if you want the hoodie, I'll buy it for you and get it shipped to you. But really cool. We've got a Bitcoin vibes only, and then I've got a really cool $BTC hoodie that we've got out. The team are doing a good job with that. As soon as we get the trucker hats back, I'm putting a camo going Parabolic hat out that I think is super dope. And we'll bring back the Richardson trucker hat going Parabolic. And I just appreciate all you're doing. And actually support the store. The guy who is helping me with that, that's how he gets paid. So, it's not changing my life, but it helps people who are, little side hustle. So nothing wrong with that. All right. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you tomorrow. And check out the news. Huge news coming out in like 5 minutes. So check out what's going on. And me and Mr. Beast hopefully will get that cars and crypto thing going too. All right. Peace.